Chapter 1: The Arrival. The documentary opens with the chilling clank of iron doors slamming shut, signaling the start of Michael's harrowing journey. A young man, he stands alone in his new reality, overwhelmed by the sterile, oppressive atmosphere of the high-security prison. His voice trembles as he recalls the chaos brewing inside him, the palpable fear, the confusion, and the eerie silence punctuated by distant shouts. "I never imagined I'd end up here," he admits, as memories of his past life flood his mind. The stark white walls seem to close in, and he feels the weight of solitude pressing down. He describes the feelings of disconnection, as if his very essence has been stripped away. Listeners hear his heart pound in his chest, an echo of his anxiety. This vivid introduction immerses the audience in the bleak reality of incarceration, a poignant prelude to the stories that are about to unfold. Chapter 2: The Bonds We Forge. In the dimly lit corridors of the prison, Lucy shares her story. As a former teacher convicted of fraud, she felt a profound loneliness upon entering the facility. Yet, amid the concrete walls and iron bars, she discovered an unexpected bond with her fellow inmates. "We're all broken in some way," Lucy reflects, her voice steady yet vulnerable. Through shared meals and whispered secrets, a sense of camaraderie flourished, transforming their grim reality into a tapestry of laughter and support. Lucy recounts late-night conversations with her cellmate, where dreams and fears intertwined in the shadows. "We are each other's lifelines," she says, emphasizing that, despite the isolation, they created a community rooted in understanding and strength. This chapter underscores the power of connection and resilience, showcasing how relationships can bloom even in the harshest of environments, illuminating their shared humanity amidst despair. Chapter 3: The Dark Night of the Soul. In the dim confines of his cell, James's voice trembles with emotion as he recounts the crushing burden of serving a life sentence for a crime he didn't commit. The echoes of despair seep through his words, painting a vivid picture of endless days and sleepless nights, where isolation gnaws at his spirit. He recalls moments of darkness, when hope felt as distant as the stars beyond the prison walls. Memories of laughter and love from his past flicker like a dying flame, urging him to hold on. Through poignant introspection, James grapples with his reality, questioning the very foundations of justice and the fragility of truth. In this stark environment, he fights not only against the system, but also against his overwhelming sadness. His reflections resonate deeply, inviting listeners to confront their understanding of justice, innocence, and the human capacity for resilience in the face of monumental despair. Chapter 4: The Echo of Regret. In the cool, fluorescent glow of the prison day room, Sarah shares her poignant story of addiction and motherhood. Her voice quivers as she reflects on the choices that led her to this stark reality, far from her children whom she loves dearly. "Every day, I wake up with a weight on my chest, knowing my mistakes keep me from them," she confesses, conjuring images of bedtime stories and laughter that now feel like distant echoes. With heartbreaking clarity, she recounts the nights lost to substances, the allure that promised escape but instead led to despair. Yet within her sorrow, there is a flicker of hope. "I dream of reuniting with them, of showing them that I can change," she states, her resolve palpable. Her story is a testament to the power of regret and the yearning for redemption, a reminder that the bonds of family can withstand even the darkest of circumstances. Chapter 5: The Road to Redemption. In this chapter, we meet Tom, an elder inmate who has transformed his life through education and mentorship. With a steady voice, he reflects on his journey from a life of crime to becoming a driving force within the prison's education program. "When I first got here," Tom shares, "I was lost, just a number, but I found purpose in helping others find their way." His stories are interwoven with moments of patience and determination as he guides younger inmates through GED classes and vocational training. He recounts the feeling of pride when a student learns to read or lands a job opportunity, emphasizing the ripple effects of knowledge. Redemption isn't just about paying your debt, it's about giving back and lifting others. Tom's powerful narrative serves as a beacon of hope, reminding us that growth and transformation are possible, even within the confines of iron bars. Chapter 6: Beyond the Whispering Walls. As the sun sets behind the prison yard, a group therapy session unfolds, bringing together Michael, Lucy, James, Sarah, and Tom in a circle of vulnerability. Led by a compassionate counselor, they share their stories of pain and healing, their voices weaving a tapestry of shared experiences and collective resilience. Forgiveness isn't easy, Lucy admits, her eyes glistening with unshed tears, but it can be freeing. The others nod in understanding, reflecting on their own struggles with letting go. James, his voice heavy with emotion, speaks of longing for justice and the road to self-forgiveness. "It's a journey," he says softly, "and I take it one day at a time." Tom, embodying the role of mentor, encourages the group. Every setback can be a setup for a comeback. They engage in heartfelt discussions about dreams of reintegration, the obstacles they face, and the hope that lingers beyond the iron bars. Together they echo a unified sentiment: healing is possible, even within these confining walls. Chapter 7. Memories of Home. In this chapter, we hear from Michael as he reflects on the bittersweet memories of life before incarceration. His voice carries a sense of nostalgia, painting a vivid picture of family gatherings, laughter shared over dinner tables, and the warmth of sunlight filtering through the trees in his childhood backyard. He recounts moments of joy, such as his mother's pride at his high school graduation, juxtaposed with the stark reality of prison life. As he describes these cherished memories, a deep longing resonates in his tone, showcasing the emotional toll of separation from loved ones. The ambient sounds of a distant clock ticking echo in the background, symbolizing the relentless passage of time. Yet, amidst the pain, there's a glimmer of hope. Each memory serves as a reminder of what he yearns to reclaim: a life filled with connection, love, and the chance to make amends for his mistakes. Chapter 8. The Weight of Anger. In the dimly lit confines of her cell, Lucy's voice resonates with raw emotion as she reflects on anger's dual role in her life. "Anger is like a rusty blade," she begins. "Sometimes it protects you, but often it cuts deep." She recounts the moments when frustration erupted into conflict, igniting rivalries among inmates, and how those instances of rage clouded her judgment. Yet, as she shares stories of resolution, hugging a rival after a heated dispute, or finding solace in a friend's understanding, listeners glimpse the transformative power of vulnerability. "In anger, I sought strength, but in forgiveness, I found freedom," she says, emphasizing the evolution of her understanding. Through candid introspection, Lucy reveals how embracing her feelings has become a pathway to healing, turning past confrontations into lessons of empathy and deeper connections among her peers. Her narrative captures the poignant struggle between anger and compassion, a battle familiar to many behind the iron bars. Chapter 9. Letters Never Sent. In the dim light of the common area, James shares the poignant story of his unreleased letters, a lifeline to his family that remains unseen. Each letter began as a testament of love and longing, filled with memories of laughter and the warmth of home. He recalls drafting messages full of apologies, explanations, and hopes for a future he fears he may never see. "Every word I write is a piece of my heart," he says, his voice trembling with emotion. "But I have to face the truth. These letters may never reach them." The weight of communication's absence has etched a deep sorrow on his spirit, compounding his struggle for connection. Through James's reflections, listeners grasp the pain of unacknowledged feelings and the isolation created by walls not only of brick but of silence. His story serves as a reminder of the ties that bind us, even amidst the heart-wrenching distance of imprisonment. Chapter 10. The Cost of Choices. In this poignant chapter, Sarah reflects on the pivotal choices that led her to prison, revealing the heavy burden of decision-making under societal pressure. With her voice tinged with remorse, she recounts moments in her life where paths diverged, the allure of quick fixes over stability, and peer influences that swayed her down a darker road. As she shares the visceral memories of her last days of freedom, laughter with friends, the warmth of her children, each recollection serves as a stark contrast to her current reality. She candidly discusses how circumstances beyond her control, coupled with a longing for acceptance, fueled her descent into addiction. The weight of lost time with her family looms large, accentuating the emotional toll of her choices. The chapter serves as a profound reminder that behind each inmate's story lies a complex landscape of decisions, regrets, and the relentless search for understanding and redemption. Chapter 11. Finding Strength in Vulnerability. Tom's voice resonates with wisdom as he reflects on the importance of vulnerability among inmates. He shares his own story of transformation, admitting that it was only when he embraced his past mistakes that true growth began. "We often wear our pain like armor," he explains, "but it's when we strip it away that we really connect." As he speaks, younger inmates share their struggles, revealing their fears and aspirations. One recounts a moment of failure that led him to prison, admitting he once felt he had to pretend to be strong. "Opening up about my mistakes felt like weakness," he confesses, "but I found support when I dared to show my fears." Through their candid dialogues, Tom nurtures a newfound bond, fostering an environment where vulnerability becomes a source of strength. "It's in our honesty," he concludes, "that we find the resilience to rise again together." Chapter 12. The Power of Forgiveness. As the group gathers in the dimly lit room, a palpable energy fills the air. Tom begins the dialogue, sharing how he wrestled with anger and resentment for years. "Forgiving myself was the hardest part," he admits, his voice trembling with emotion. "I had to confront the pain I caused and the mistakes I made." Lucy nods, chiming in with her own experiences of forgiving others. "It's so freeing," she says. "Carrying that burden only keeps you in chains." The other inmates listen intently, each reflecting on their journey toward forgiveness. James speaks next, revealing how he's learned to forgive the system that wronged him. "It didn't change what happened," he states, "but it gave me power over my future." The session culminates in a heartfelt discussion about the necessity of forgiveness for healing, not just within themselves but also in their relationships outside the prison walls, fostering an environment of hope and growth. Chapter 13. A Glimpse of Freedom. In the dim light of the prison yard, Michael's voice rises above the distant clatter of chains and murmurs of fellow inmates. He shares his dreams of freedom, painting vivid images of sunlit parks, the laughter of children, and the comforting embrace of family. Yet, the harsh reality of his situation looms large, as he acknowledges the numerous hurdles that stand in his way: parole boards, societal stigma, and the unrelenting weight of his past actions. His words are laced with a mix of hope and despair, revealing the internal struggle that accompanies the longing for a life beyond the iron bars. Michael reflects on the kind of person he wants to become: the son who reconciles with his family, the friend who offers support to others. "Freedom isn't just getting out," he concludes softly. "It's about reclaiming my life and proving I'm more than my mistakes." His poignant thoughts linger, inviting listeners to ponder the many facets of hope amidst confinement.